While the rest of the country's grinding it out during this conference tournament week, Matt McMahon and Murray State can sit back and relax. You've done the heavy lifting. You know come Sunday night you'll be on a bracket. You'll be in the tournament. So how do you spend this week, Coach?
Hey, Scott, thanks for having me on. It's great to be with you. It was an amazing weekend for us in Evansville. Won that championship game over a great Belmont team. Saturday night, over 10,500 fans. It was an awesome atmosphere. So we're back to work today, back in the gym, just trying to get better and get ready to see who we'll end up playing on Sunday night.
We had Coach Bird from Belmont on about a week or so ago, and I asked him about championship week. I said, how nervous does it make you? He said, well, what's the most nervous you can be? Because we know that there's not as much wiggle room at the OVC level. I believe, though, that either of you would have been deserving as an at-large, whoever lost. What's your sense of what ought to happen to Belmont?
Well, I'd love to see them get in the tournament as well, and Coach Bird's right. There's nothing like playing in a tournament game like that where your season's on the line, and it was a phenomenal atmosphere, and we were fortunate, obviously led by Ja Morant and able to get by with the win. But I think you can look at it a couple ways. If you look at the quad 1 and quad 2, I think Belmont, they have a winning record there. They're 45 in the net. Dylan Windler's one of the best players in the country at any level, and Coach Bird's obviously one of the best coaches really in the history of our game. And then I guess the other thing I'd tell you, Scott, is go back and watch the Final Four of our tournament, and then go watch some of these 8, 9, 7, 10 games in the Power 5 leagues, and see what the eye test tells you, because the top 4 in our league was really, really good this year.
I agree with that. Look, Jacksonville State, your semifinal game with them could have gone either way. I think your league was really deep, and I hope that it's represented that way when the brackets come out Sunday. Now, I want the record to show, Coach, when you do these interviews, I got to question 3 before I asked the Ja Morant question. And we saw him get 38 and get a dunk against Alabama early this year where we were like, okay, he's taken a huge leap. When did you know that he had moved from what he was as a freshman, which is really good, to what he was this year, which is a whole different level?
I knew back in the spring that he was going to have this type of season. He's just been phenomenal, and over 300 assists now, and has just really grown as a leader too. I know you see all the highlights, and we appreciate the amazing job you've done on your show with the Ja Morant show every night. But he makes everyone around him better. His numbers reflect that, but we've got some really good players to go with him. Shaq Buchanan, our senior wing, has just been a warrior this year, probably the toughest player I've ever coached. Tevin Brown, Darnell Coward, all double-figure scorers. And then appreciate your show covering it. We've been really good at the defensive end of the floor as well, defending the three-point arc, and it was a big part of us being able to win on Saturday.
You answered what I was going to ask, because we see the vision, we see the court IQ, we see the athleticism, but what don't we see? And you answered it about being a leader. I wonder, Coach, though, when a guy becomes almost beyond the program in a way where so much of attention is focused on him, how the rest of the guys sort of, I don't want to say deal with it, but just how do you guys just digest when one guy becomes the thing that everybody's talking about?
That's probably what's been most fun about it. We've got great chemistry on our team. Guys love playing together. They play with great unselfishness, and they really compete. And I think Ja and Shaq have set that tone for our program over the last 2 years. And so it's been a lot of fun to coach. And that's really a great credit to Ja and his family. He hadn't changed one bit through this process, and it's a big reason for our success.
Speaking of success, I have a feeling that you will be a very popular upset pick, that they'll be picking you to beat whoever you're playing, probably a higher seed from a Power 5 conference. As you talk to your team about what success looks like from here on out, what is that? How would you frame it?
Winning. We had the opportunity to go to the tournament last year with some of our guys having that experience. I hope that'll really pay off for us. It's a long layoff for us, which is a difficult part of this period, but I think these guys haven't gone through it before. They know what it takes. I think you'll see a business-like approach from them as we go through the selection show and have a great time with that. And then it's really time to get to work. And I think we have a team that's capable of winning winning games in the tournament, and I think we just have to stay focused on what's gotten us to this point, and that's coming to work every day, being very unselfish, and going out and competing relentlessly for 40 minutes.
Well, anybody that's watched your team play this year know that that's exactly what you've done all year long. Congrats on winning what is a really good OVC league, and we appreciate the content, man. As you know, we featured you guys in Belmont and your league quite a bit on our show because you're worthy of that. So enjoy the rest of this week and whatever comes beyond. We appreciate it. All right, Coach?
All right, Scott. Thanks so much for having us on. We appreciate it.